Hi Beaufort County, I'm Destiney, Passive Parks naturalist and nature enthusiast. Join me as we take it outside. The Lowcountry is home to some of the most fascinating creatures in nature, and the Passive Parks Department is lucky enough to share an office with a few here at Crystal Lake Park. Today, I want to introduce you all to the critters of Crystal Lake. We have a few different frogs and toads, 2 yellow-bellied sliders, an eastern box turtle, and 2 corn snakes. The first critters I'd like to introduce you to is our cute little chorus of frogs. We have a few species in our enclosure, but the ones you're probably most familiar with is this guy here, the green tree frog. Green tree frogs, like all other frogs and toads, are amphibians. One defining factor of an amphibian is the process of metamorphosis, or the drastic physical change these critters undergo when they grow into adults. Green tree frogs are very common here in the Lowcountry. Many people talk about them hanging out on their house windows, back porches, and doors waiting for the next mosquito or gnat to fly by. How lucky are we to have these little guys patrolling our houses for bugs? Inside the same enclosure is another amphibious creature, a fowler's toad. These guys can commonly be confused with the southern toad, but you'll notice he has very defined markings on his back, and his warty appearance is minimal, whereas a southern toad has much bumpier skin. Despite what you may think, toads need to keep their skin moist, so they're often found living in environments with damp soil and leaf litter. My favorite thing about toads is their defense mechanisms. Other than their camouflage skin, toads have 2 glands behind their eyes called parotoid glands. When threatened, toads will secrete a toxin from these glands, often causing the threat to spit them out. They may also puff up their bodies to prevent themselves from being swallowed if the toxins aren't enough to deter a predator. These 2 rambunctious reptiles are called yellow-bellied sliders. These are some of the most commonly seen freshwater turtles and get their name for a couple of obvious reasons. 1, they tend to slide into the water, and 2, they have very distinct yellow bellies. Their brown and olive-colored shells act as camouflage, allowing them to blend in with any vegetation, rocks, or floating logs they may be sunning on. Both of these turtles are roughly 1.5 years old and have lots of growing to do. Male yellow-bellied sliders can reach 5 to 9 inches in length, while the female can reach anywhere from 8 to 13 inches. That's bigger than most dinner plates. Another type of turtle we have here is the eastern box turtle. You can see he's very different from his semi-aquatic friends. Some of the main differences are his dry skin, his unwebbed toes, and his boxy shell. You can guess this guy probably doesn't fare well in water and is best left to explore moist, woodsy soils, swamps, and grassy meadows. Eastern box turtles are protected in the state of South Carolina due to great habitat loss, the illegal pet trade, disease, and road traffic. More information about possession and permitting can be found on South Carolina DNR's website. And of course, if you ever see a turtle crossing the road, and it is safe to do so, I always encourage folks to help them cross in the direction the turtle is already heading towards. This protects them and you from any potential collisions on the road. Last, but certainly not least, are our 2 beautiful corn snakes. Another commonly seen reptile, corn snakes are non-venomous and can be found in many types of environments. Jokingly, I like to say that corn snakes got their name because they can sometimes be found in old corn barns. But I really think it has to do with the checkered pattern on their bellies that looks sort of like maize. Because of the pattern on their backs, corn snakes are often, unfortunately, confused with the venomous copperhead. Something I like to consider is that a corn snake's markings are often squared, while a copperhead's markings look more like Hershey Kisses. If you'd like to learn more about the critters I've shown you today, the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources has a lot of great and useful information on their Reptiles and Amphibians of South Carolina webpage. For a more personal educational experience, join me at Crystal Lake for our next Critters of Crystal Lake classroom program. All of the Passive Parks Nature Program schedules are available online at beaufortcountysc.gov or posted weekly on our Beaufort County Facebook and Instagram pages. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you the next time we take it outside.